Monkeypox is unfortunately exploding. New York City has declared a state of emergency, and the right continues to repeat homophobic tropes to try to dismiss this one also. I mean, listen, they'll any public health concern, they will dismiss, if possible, with whatever justification they can find. With COVID, it's the China virus and it's not really dangerous and the masks don't work and they want to take our freedoms or whatever. With monkeypox, it's a gay disease. It's a gay sexually transmitted disease. This is what they're going with because it appears as though the very early handful of cases were in gay men. And of course, it has gone well beyond that now. And it's quite frankly, an incredibly irresponsible distraction to be focusing on that, but we will get to that. So a bunch of different things going on. Daily Beast report, it may be too late to stop monkeypox becoming endemic in the US and Europe. We failed to get on top of the monkeypox outbreak, and we may have missed the chance to stop the disease becoming endemic and a permanent threat in the US and Europe. Monkeypox is spreading fast all over the world, especially in the United States and Europe, with cases doubling every 2 weeks. There's a growing risk that monkeypox will become a permanent problem in countries where before outbreaks were rare and small. The pox is, in other words, close to becoming endemic in a lot of new places. If this happens, it might become very difficult to eradicate. Monkeypox causes a fever and rash, is fatal in a small number of cases, will become yet another disease that people have to worry about all the time. There are two paths to endemicity. If the virus infects enough people fast enough to outpace efforts to trace transmission and vaccinate, it could become endemic in people. The good news is that this kind of endemicity doesn't have to be permanent. It's hard but possible to reverse it. But monkeypox was originally a zoonotic animal virus. It circulates in rodent and monkey species in West and Central Africa, where outbreaks in humans are frequent. If the pox finds a new home in some animal species in North America or Europe, could be squirrels, rats, or prairie dogs, it will be all but impossible to eradicate regionally. Meanwhile, New York City has declared a monkeypox state of emergency. Mayor Eric Adams has declared a state of emergency due to monkeypox. The city estimates 150,000 people, mostly men who have sex with other men, are at risk. The city has more than 1,200 reported cases, about 25% of all the cases in the U.S., and continues to see the numbers rise. In terms of the vaccines, the city is facing a shortage of monkeypox vaccines, with appointments filling up minutes after they're released. The city expects to get 80,000 monkeypox vaccine doses in the coming days. Now, there are some, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others, who are mocking the entire thing, calling it a scam, saying it is a sexually transmitted disease that only threatens a specific group of people. She says laugh at it, mock it, reject it.
Of course, monkeypox is a threat to some people in our population, but we know what causes it, and that's pretty much, basically a sexually transmitted disease. So it's not a threat to most of the population. And so it's not a global pandemic. It's really not. And people just have to laugh at it, mock it, and reject it. So
this is exactly how COVID, to some degree, COVID much more contagious, became what it did. I mean, remember, Matt Gaetz laughed at it. Early in the pandemic, Matt Gaetz put on this enormous gas mask and went on the House floor, and it was all a big joke. And then we know how that all went. And if this is only a sexually transmitted disease that affects gay men, why do kids now have it? Well, it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time. It spreads through contact of all kinds. And if an adult who's infected picks up their kid can end up with monkeypox. So this is a very serious situation. Not a shock that Republicans are again laughing off another public health concern. Will they ever learn? Find me on Twitter at @dpacman and let me know. We're going to take a very quick break. Much more coming up today. Glad you're with us.